The Struggle for Breath by yours truly. They tell us we're free, but freedom is a word that sounds like a dream, drifting away with every scream. A mother weeps for her daughter's body, unrecognizable under the weight of someone else's hate. She should have had the right to breathe, but her breath was stolen. They tell us it's the land of the brave, but the bravest ones are the ones we bury. The ones who fight to live in the face of a system designed to make their souls give. They say we've come so far, but how far have we really come? When the ground is stained with the blood of the ones who still can't walk in peace, who still can't speak without fear of silence. A black man's life, a black woman's voice, erased with the same hand that swore to protect. The chains are no longer metal, but policies and practices, a chokehold disguised as law. They tell us the Constitution is sacred, but how sacred is a promise broken time and time again? How sacred is a nation built on the backs of others that still tries to shackle them with the weight of its own history? They say we have rights, but what rights do we have when the rights of women are diminished, their bodies controlled, their choices stripped away like pages from a book? What rights do we have when a black child's skin marks them as a target and injustice becomes a distant star we've been told will shine, but only if we're lucky enough to see it? What rights do we have when love is still treated like a crime because it doesn't fit their mold, because it doesn't look like what they expect, when the very act of loving who we love is still a battle, still a fight to be seen as human? When the lives of transgender youth are torn apart by hate and fear, their bodies made the battleground for a war they didn't ask for. When we're told our love doesn't count, our identity doesn't matter. But how can we not matter? When we bleed, when we dream, when we fight. When laws are passed to erase us, to make us invisible, to silence our voices as if our existence was ever a mistake. We are not a mistake. We are here. We are real, and we will not be made to disappear. And what about those whose bodies move differently, whose minds see the world through another lens? What rights do we have when accessibility is a suggestion, not a guarantee? When buildings are built, but not for everyone? When sidewalks aren't wide enough for chairs that hold lives in motion? When bathrooms are locked to the ones who need them the most? When we are told our needs are just inconveniences, our voices are whispers in the wind because they don't want to hear us. How can we be free if our freedom is limited by the way our bodies exist? How can we be free when our basic rights like healthcare, employment, or simply being treated with dignity are barriers we have to break down just to be seen? We lose our lives, but it's not in the headlines. We lose our dignity, but it's erased by law. So we rise. We rise with our voices that will not be hushed. We rise with hearts that will not be broken. We rise with fists that will not be unclenched until the world finally listens, until we are all allowed to breathe, to live, to be, until we are free, not in fragments, not in pieces, but in fullness of our truth. Every woman, every black human being, every queer soul, every person with a disability. We are not just surviving. We are here to thrive, to love, to fight, to live without fear, to be seen, to be heard, to be free.